When I was young, I used to love the dark. I was insecure and found comfort in the way the dark gave me freedom to relax into myself, my flesh, my world. In the dark, I didn't need any help. I loved the way it seemed to take away distractions. In the dark, it was just me and my passions. Until the day when I welcomed in the light. I actually became embarrassed and ashamed at the exposure of my unrighteous life. But in the way that a lighthouse guides lost ships inland and reveals all that casts a shadow, Jesus met me in the darkness and gave me a light to follow. I tried to do right, be polite, have impeccable behavior to earn God's favor, but then I learned that God doesn't want religious deeds or self-righteous seeds. He wants a relationship with us and wants to provide our every need. So to learn more about my God, I threw myself into the Bible, and it didn't take long for me to know that I wanted to be one of Christ's most loyal disciples. I want to witness a revival. I want to have the courage of Esther, whose poise saved a nation. I want the obedience and conviction of Abraham, even if that leads to misunderstandings or confrontation. I want the boldness of John the Baptist that will turn many unrepentant hearts, and the hard work and diligence of Noah that will lead to many fresh starts. I want the endurance of Moses, whose patience led thousands through a desert. I want the backbone of David and his worshiping spirit. I want to be wholesome like Job and pure and faithful like Mary, who never lost hope and knew that this life was only temporary, whose hardships and constant praise can soften the seemingly heartless. I want to be like Paul, whose willingness and drive snatch souls out of the darkness. I want to be like Jesus, because I love him and I know that he sees us. When we are bound, he frees us. When we are sick with diseases, he heals us. He has been pursuing us since the very first sin, and he will keep renewing us until the final win. I want to be Christ-like, a bright light full of sunlight and sunlight, high-priced, a love device. An uncommitted Sunday Christian just won't suffice. I want to be so radiant and luminescent that demons quiver in my presence. I want to be God's daily delight, to run with him through the garden underneath the glorious moonlight. I want to sing with the angels praises to my King, because he sacrificed his divinity and gave up everything. Listen, Jesus came to bridge the gap, to reconnect us with God and make right our eternal habitat. For when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, God immediately knew there would need to be a costly retrieval. His people too precious to be disconnected forever, so he gave his only son to mend what had been severed. They both knew that it would be an awful and gruesome task, knowing full well that there would be great backlash. Jesus would be rejected, dissected, and ultimately disconnected from the love of his Father. He would be physically slaughtered by the ones he came to save. We, the sinners, would put him in his grave. And yet still, he came humbly to be born in a manger, tiny in stature, yet our great Messiah, our redeeming Savior. He came to be an example to us, to show us how to live a life so sweet, how to remain under the hand of God, and to be a lamp unto our feet. And as we meander through life and consistently wander, he patiently waits for us, his sons and his daughters, to welcome his light and to come to the water. So come to the water. You, Eves who were deceived, and Adams who disobeyed, you Josephs whose by your own families have been betrayed, to you Cains who have experienced the pain of disdain and acted out of hatefulness, and to you Abels who have been unjustly punished for your faithfulness. To all of you Samsons whose pride has led to a fall, Jesus Christ came for you all. To you pharaohs who have destroyed lives and lands with your stubborn and greedy commands, and to you Herods who have another's blood on your hands. To you King Neros who appear to be viciously heartless and maliciously terrible, and to you Judases whose betrayals are literally unbearable. To all of you prodigal sons and daughters who have wandered out to Rome on your own, and to all of your precious mothers and fathers who have rejoiced and welcomed you home. To you adulteresses and adulterers with angry accusers in an uproar, Jesus not only defended you, he mended you, saying, "Go and sin no more." To all of you who are squandering the light and not letting it shine through, Jesus Christ, the light of the world, came for you.